it's October 5th. I'm Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube, and I have so much stuff for you today. It's going to be amazing. So I wanted to start off with Bountiful. So this is our charity piece for 2023, and now you can see it all finished. You had seen it before when it was just in progress, but now it's completely finished, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what it is. And our charity event is something that we do every year. We raise money for Make-A-Wish, and this year we raised almost $139,000, so we're hoping to do that again this year in 2023, well, next year. And so Priscilla finished this for us. The SKU number on this is 1798198. It's from Hobby Lobby. And so this pattern will come out next year, starting like February. And it's going to be where different parts release on different months, and that's to raise money. And we ask for a $15 to $20 donation for the use of the completely free pattern. Now, this cross stitch is always based on a quilt. So, because we started the charity with a quilt. And so the quilt next year is called Bountiful, and it uses the fabric Sunwash by Corey Yoder, and she designed the quilt that you see right there, and then you're going to see the backing set also. And so the backing set is really custom, and I think you're going to love it. So this one right here was stitched by Denise. She used Classic Colorworks, and the fabric is 14 count pale gray gingham. And so I'm going to go over just kind of what's going to be available. So the fabric's available now. 14 count pale gray gingham, you might already have that. And the sample was stitched with Classic Colorworks. I'm going to show you the colors. In the pattern, we will release DMC colors later, and we will release the thread requirements once we reach a goal of $20,000. And that's, we have different goals for the charity so that we can keep raising money throughout the year. And these are going to be the threads. We will have a thread pack of Classic Colorworks. It will be available in December. Diane is currently dyeing all the thread right now. So we will have a thread pack. The pattern is completely free. You can go to the Coming Soon page, click on Bountiful Thread Pack, and you can click to be notified when it comes in stock. And then if you're wanting DMC, that will be listed on the page. We're not going to do a thread pack this year, but I did want to let you know, yesterday we were able to put up our donation link for 2023. So as of today, we're taking donations. That money goes directly to Make-A-Wish. It doesn't come to us in any way. And throughout the year, we will give information on different kids that get wishes granted from our campaign, which includes all of your donations. This fabric right here, the quilting fabric, is part of the collection from Corey Yoder, and that will ship in January, February. We have ordered extra of this so that you can finish yours the same way. And then this is a fabric covered button. That's the same fabric here. And Priscilla from Stitching with the Housewives finished this for us. So if you have any questions on this, just let me know. It's so pretty. And I'm going to pop up that image of the quilt again. And if you look like at this section, and then you look there, and then you look here, you can see how we base the cross stitch on the quilt. We always start with the quilt. We kind of, the behind the scenes on that is we pick a fabric collection that we think would be widely appealing to most people, that it could appeal to all different ages, and would be a really good seller, so that we could raise the most money possible for Make-A-Wish. And then we lay the fabric once we've picked it, and we literally lay that Classic Colorworks on the fabric just like we did lay it out here, and then we try to match it as close as possible. And I will be stitching this in 2023 along with all of you. So this is Denise's piece. I'm going to stitch it just like Denise. And I'm sure we will feature it as part of Stitchy Talk at some point also in 2023. So if you have any questions on the charity, just let us know. But if you want to sign up to be notified when the thread pack comes in, click on that link, and we have plenty of the 14 count pale gray gingham, so you don't have to rush to buy that because we have plenty in stock. The next thing that is new is Lori Holt's brand new stitch card, Set In. So now there are 56. So the way that they are set up is each set has 4, and they're all numbered. So we're now on 56. All of the insides of all of them are 24 by 24, and all of them have a different border. So I'm going to show you. The first one is the gnome, and this is with this border right here. But if you take this one and just stitch this one, you could take a different stitch card, just any random stitch card. I'm going to show you some from my stitch card box. So like you could pull from your stitch card box, and you could put this frame around this gnome, one of these frames around the gnome. All the frames on all of these are different, so you can interchange any of them. And what you could do is just keep that same color, because you know it's going to match, and then just stitch it in a different color. So it's all very matchy-matchy. I have it all organized in my stitch card boxes. And if you are part of the club, this has shipped. So this one is the gnome. Terry stitched the gnomes with the border, and then Taryn stitched the one without the border. This one is Marigold. I love this one. And in 2023, we will do a stitch along where we mix and match the cards and design something where the border is free. The frame from the charity stitch, I said this SKU number earlier, so you can just rewind, but it is from Hobby Lobby. And then we have the mushroom. And then the snail. And I did think of something earlier. I don't think it was my idea. I think it was someone else's, but I'm going to show you this. If I take all of these, what I think would be really cute, I think someone gave me this idea. I don't think I came up with it on my own. But if you stitch these just in a straight line with no border, maybe put up closer. This would be so cute, and it'd be so cute in like a kid's room. That would be so cute. You could just stitch them in a horizontal line. Of course, you could also do a vertical line like that. Katrina joined the Lori Holt Stitch Card Club mid-alphabet. Can we buy the previous? Yes. You can buy the previous online, or you can email Kathy, C-A-T-H-Y, at fatquartershop.com. Let her know you watch the live stream, and let her know that I will honor the previous, the price of the club on the previous ones, and she can generate the order for you. Let's see. Katrina says she accidentally stitched her strawberries in the wrong frame for the last SWT, and it worked out great. Yeah, that's great. I think it's great to mix and match, and that's why now that we have 56 designed by Lori, we will be able to do like a really big sampler type thing, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We do have a thread pack. We always have thread packs for all of these, so any of the sets, we always have the thread packs in stock, so you can always go back and get set A thread packs. I did want to talk about kind of the quality of these. So on all of them, you will get this page, and this will tell you the number, and it will show you pictures of previous stitch card sets. But each of the stitch cards, I can't show you the chart, but it kind of looks like this. It's got your DMC, your symbol, and a really nice color chart, and also really nice paper, really nice thick paper. So really happy to have these, love them, and they go good in the stitch cards. And I did want to let you know we are having a giveaway, hint hint, at the very end, so make sure you stay tuned for that, because I forgot to say that in the beginning. So we have gone over Bountiful, our charity. We have gone over stitch cards set in, and now we are going to move to the new stitching seasons with the Stitching with the Housewives quarterly club. So we talked about it last week. We are about 80% full for that club. So if you want to join, I would join now. The reason why is we are limited on the number of hand-dyed floss we're able to order. So it's not us, it's just we have a limit on what we're allowed to buy. So we're 80% full, and the club will ship once a quarter. It will have an exclusive cross-stitch pattern designed by Priscilla and Chelsea of Stitching with the Housewives. It will come with a 28 count even weave white pine board. We're not offering the 14 count, but of course we in the club, but of course we sell the 14 count separately, so you could always get in the club, sell this on some kind of buy sell site, but then buy your 14 count. And you will each quarter get 6 skeins of Classic Colorworks floss. You will get a quilting cotton fabric that is used for, you can use for finishing. It will be one of Priscilla and Chelsea's fabrics by Henry Glass. You will get a cute enamel charm that you can put on the cute zipper bag that you get. So I just wanted to show it one more time. We're going to zoom in a little bit because it looks way better in person. Yeah, there you can really see that plaid kind of effect of the flower. And if you watch Priscilla and Chelsea this Saturday, Priscilla will stitch a little bit more. She is stitching down here. She's going to stitch a couple more stitches, and then that's going to be all the peaks we give you. Because after that, what we're going to do is I'm going to finish mine, she's going to finish hers, and then she will do a finishing video for all of you to watch when the club ships next year. So that is our brand new club. One thing that we did that was really fun for this year is we came out with Barn Sweet Barn, and it has been really popular. And we took the Cinder of Flea Market Baskets pattern because we were stitching on that already, and we used the 10 count fabric, picked some DMC colors. The DMC colors are now listed for October on our blog, but this month they are 310, 988, 721, 3746, and color 4. All of this can be found on the blog, and this is 10 count buttermilk. And this is a 141 design barn that we sell at Fat Quarter Shop. We stained it, and at the end of the month you will see mine stitched on Daisy, which is white, and I will show it finished on a Target dollar spot frame. But I wanted to show you, since we were talking about that, Barn Sweet Barn 2023. So this year, Jocelyn and I designed a star, and we are going to be selling a pattern. It's going to be a PDF only, and it's going to have 14 color options, and there will be 14 different pattern pages. So if, because we did 12, and we always have someone that says, oh, well, I wanted purple, or oh, I wanted teal, or oh, I wanted a different color. So in that, we're doing 14. That way you can pick your 12 favorite and stitch them. It's a one pattern that has all 14 stars and all 14 colors. That is going to come out in December. We will have a thread pack that has all of the thread for all 14, but of course you don't need to buy that if you are going to just make a couple. And so the way to get the thread numbers that we're listing will be when that pattern comes out. It's going to come out in December. This is the one I stitched, and I've shown it before. The star is 43 by 43, and this one I framed. Now I'm gonna try to frame all of them in the same color, and then I was thinking of doing a wall where I just have stars, like January, February, March, April, that kind of thing. And if I do 14, I don't know if that'll work out, so I'll probably just do 12, 4 by 3 or 3 by 4. And we're gonna do a finishing on this that is finished in a hoop. So Cheryl finished one and she stitched that one, and what we're gonna do is a video where we finish it in a hoop so that you can see a DIY finishing on our channel, or take it to the framer and finish it. I couldn't find a frame that was custom sized to fit this design. I was hoping there would be one, but it just did not look good, the sizes that I found. So this one is January, so that gives you something to look forward to for 2023. And we're still currently, you know, writing the pattern, all of that. We kind of tease things a little bit early to get you excited. But the pattern will not come out until December. And I'm going to answer a couple of questions that have come in so I don't get lost. Would ivory be a good color for Autumn Love? Yeah, I think it would be. You have to be careful with the white. Just make sure that any white that's on the edge would show up. How would they be labeled once you're at the end of the alphabet? Will you start over with A? Just wondering because the tabs in the box only go A to Z. I'm not sure. We might stop at Z. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. Since we're only at N, I haven't figured that out yet. When you stitch, do you stitch the black frame first or the yellow house first? Okay, I'm going to show that and show you what I do. Or what I did. Oh, I definitely stitched all the yellow first. So I stitched all the yellow, and then I added the black here and here and here. And then doing the roof, there are 3 colors. Let me see. Oh, there's only 2 colors. I did the lighter gray first, then the black, and then the white is just no stitching. It's just fabric. Will I be getting any more 10 count daisy? I'll have to look into that after the live stream. I can't remember on that off the top of my head. Let's see. Laura says, could you stitch those and make them the center square for a star quilt block for a really cool wall hanging? Yeah, let me know which one you're talking about. I'm not sure. I think the stars would look good if you put them all together. You would just need a really big piece of fabric. So since we're in October, we are celebrating Stitchtober, which is where Lori Holt and I stitch for the fall. And so this is my piece. Now, I would love for you to go back and watch Stitchy Talk that I filmed yesterday. And as you can see, I have not stitched a thing since that video. I actually was in meetings all day. I got home at 9 o'clock last night and did nothing. I went straight to bed. But today I need to stitch this, some of the letters. And so if you want to know like a lot about how to count your stitches and how many stitches are in each section, watch yesterday's video. Now we did put together, Sarah put together with Denise a image that has more information. So there's your number of stitches. You will be able to find that on our blog later today. But if you're wanting to count your stitches, that gives you a little bit of help with that. But I talk in detail about that yesterday. And I'm about 12% done. After today, I'm hoping to be more like 15% done. I am stitching this on Barley 25 count. And I'm going to show you, I showed it yesterday also, but I'm going to show you Lori's picture because she is stitching on 36 count cream and sugar by Fiber on a Whim. And so you can actually see this is barley, is much lighter than the cream and sugar. Or, you know, you can kind of just see the difference. I can kind of pull but she started in a different spot. So since she's doing 36 count and I'm doing 25 count, hers will come out much smaller. But my main goal that I talked about yesterday is I'm hoping that all of this is done by the time I go to Lori's, because I'm going to have Autumn Love framed, Fall on the Farm framed, Vintage Housewives framed, and Flea Market Baskets framed with her framer, just because I think it's called Craft Center and it is in Utah and they do a great job framing, so I want to have them frame it. So thank you to the super chat from Valeria Bauer. She always gives us a great super chat. She's always here watching. And Helen, I do tend to stitch the lightest to the darkest. That is definitely for sure. Yeah, but I was really hoping that I would come back today and be like, you know, totally done a bunch of stuff, and I didn't. But I got a lot done. Now we're going to move to kind of whips. This is Seasons 2, A Year of Celebration by Hands on Design. And on this, we've talked about it a lot on the channel. But basically, I took the free border setting that is on the Hands on Design website, stitched the entire frame, and Denise and I put together a really pretty thread pack. And that thread pack is still available and still in stock. So you can buy the thread pack, the pattern, and in that thread pack is a color conversion. So it tells you like which threads Kathy used and then which threads I used. And it kind of looks like this. So, you know, we don't just give you threads, we do give you the detail on what goes where. Now, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. This one had quite a bit of back stitches on the little sunflower, which I stitched in steamed broccoli, I think, and a lot of Smyrna stitches. So this only took me about 6 hours, but I was really nervous to stitch I wasn't nervous on the Smyrnas at all. And there's also this line up here. So a lot of back stitching. I feel like I did okay with it. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better. And on this one, I will stitch October sometime this month. I'm not sure when, since I'm doing Stitchtober. If I could get like maybe 5 days ahead on Autumn Love, then I could maybe do this, because this probably takes me 2 to 3 days. So really cute. I love the colors that we've picked. And this is 25 count prim. And the reason I use 25 count prim is because it looks good, but also Riley Blake has a bigger cut of fabric in that I can use, and this is a Lori fabric. So then I'll start with October here. And you'll probably see it maybe in 2 or 3 weeks, definitely not next week. And the way I put this in my bag is just keep the needle and I just put it in the bag just like this. So I've been working on that. And then, of course, this is so exciting. This is Support Group by Lori Holt. This is each week we're stitching a row through October. So this was week 1. This will be week 2, and just in case you didn't notice, there are different bras on each one. This is a paper pattern at Fat Quarter Shop, along with a thread pack that comes with the thread keeper. So I wanted to show you, because I'm not stitching this. The only reason I'm not stitching this is the only way I'm going to be able to finish Autumn Love is if I just focus on Autumn Love. I'm hoping that Lori stitches this and shows it on her FlossTube, but I wanted to show you a couple of you guys who have stitched. And I do want you to pay attention to it seems like most people that I've seen on social media are using the same thread that Lori picked, but different fabric. So this is DG Stebbins, and I'm not sure what fabric she stitched on, but it looks really pretty. It looks like a 14 count. It might be natural. And then Jenny Dawn, she says, working in memory of Crystal Crawley, one of my work moms, my mentor, and my friend. I miss her and think of her often. Felt like the Stitchers Unite needle minder from P&B Creations for Just Keep Stitching was the perfect accent for this one. And she's using 32 count Stormy Night fabric. And that looks really pretty. It's like, it's got some modeling to it. And then the next person is Kristen Esser. We've shown her a couple of times. And she went with a lighter fabric than the pattern. And she chose 14 count Ada in shadow. And she loves the pink needle minder. I love the needle minder too. We're actually getting low on those, just so you know. And then Molly Quinco says, it's day one of support group and I was stitching right along until I realized I went down instead of across. I think that's great, and I love the fabric. That looks like the Zweigart Petty Point fabric that I've used. Really cute. I think that comes in 18 count only. Really cute. But I think it's fun that she's stitching down because it's always great to do your own thing and, you know. The Fanciful Flamingo says, it's Tata Tuesday, stitching this in honor and memory of all the warriors. Yeah, so, and you can see she didn't list her fabric, but all of these use the same thread, so that's amazing. And so this is ours, and I love it. You could definitely put together, I'm hoping some people will design a pillow that people can use in the hospital, you know, while they're fighting breast cancer, just because I think this design would work really good for that. So the stitch count on this is 88 wide and 113. And Cheryl stitched our sample on overcast 25 count Lugana and called for DMC. But I do think it's interesting that no one that we showed used that fabric. So have fun, change your fabric. Don't always feel like you have to make it exactly like us. This is custom framed by the place. It's called, Craft Center of Fine Stitchery in Salt Lake City, Utah. And on this one, I did want to let you know that Lori does stitch in hand, because that's a question we get a lot and we got right now, and she does not put glass. So there is no glass in her piece. Okay, so Laura B said she was talking about the star. Use the cross stitch piece as the center square and the fabric to build the quilt block and turn it into a wall hanging. You could do 1 or 12. Oh, that's a great idea. I've never tried putting the cross stitch in the center. That was a really good idea. Okay, so this is so exciting. I am done with Vintage Housewives, and it is October, so I am 3 months ahead. Woohoo! So exciting. So this one, it didn't take too much time, but I would say I did really take my time doing this back stitch, which is the clothesline, just so it would look nice and consistent. And I'm definitely taking this to that framer that I just mentioned. And this is 25 count Cloud. And I didn't make any changes. I stitched exactly like Lori's pattern. And this one right here was stitched by Cheryl. And finished by Lori. Oh, the framer. Yeah, Lori's framer, the Craft Center framed it. And there's no glass because Lori doesn't like glass on her piece. And I was just going to show you. If you look at Cheryl's stitching and you look at my stitching, we cannot figure out why, but her stitching is always much lighter. And I did not use any type of thread conditioner, nothing. So Cheryl and I and Denise are all like in amazement because we have realized that our stitching looks totally different. I mean, on the camera, you can't really see it, but in person, it looks significantly different. And I think it's because Cheryl stitches perfectly and in a hoop, and my stitches are much fatter. And I think maybe she pulls her stitches tighter. I mean, nobody else would notice it but us, but we noticed it because her star for the Barnstar 2023, we stitched it the same weekend, and hers was so much lighter than mine, and we couldn't figure out why. And so now I've been comparing everything. So I'm excited to have this done. So excited, and excited to take it to the framer when I go see Lori next month. I'm not sure. Oh, another thing was, I'm not sure where I'm going to put this in my house, because I was thinking about it and I was like, I don't really do any of those things. I don't cook. I don't bake. I don't even, I mean, I might crochet, but I don't type. I hardly watch TV. I do sew, but I definitely don't vacuum. I have sons that do that. But I definitely don't even do my laundry, and I don't even put it on the hanger. I mean, I'm horrible. I do none of these things. So I'm not sure that I deserve to put this in my house, and I'm not sure where it would even go, but I am going to put it in my house somewhere and pretend I'm a housewife. Okay, so Christmas time. This is our free pattern. Now, spoiler alert. I went ahead and finished this week's, which came out Tuesday right here, this part, and I stitched it next week's. The reason I did that is I needed to get this finished before Autumn Love. So I finished this before Autumn Love started, because I really, for me to be able to finish Autumn Love, I have to be focused. So, and I thought, you know what, it'd be fun. It's a free pattern. Let you guys see it before it comes out next Tuesday, and free release. It goes along with our free quilt that we're doing, and we're always giving you free stuff. This, I am stitching in Classic Colorworks, and I'm going to send this one to Priscilla to finish. And yeah, I use Classic Colorworks, and this is the Natural 14 Count Ada by Witchell. That's what I think that first bra pop-up was. So I got that done. And I also got Santa Claus typeface done. So this one is done. There's going to be 3 Christmas typefaces. Now, we're probably going to do other seasons next year, but for 2022, we have Santa available now as a paper pattern, and Frosty available as a paper pattern. Both of these were stitched on chalkboard black because that's what I love, and that is the only way this dark hat would show up. I mean, if you stitch on black, you're not going to see the hat. Now, I stitched this one in September. This one I'm going to stitch in November. Later this month, our 3rd comes out. I can't tell you what it is. Y'all can guess. But it will be obviously the face on the left, text on the right, and I'm going to be stitching that in December. So I'll have all 3 done at the end of the year. This one we framed at Hobby Lobby, and when Denise took it, she left a lot. I asked her to ask them to leave like more of a margin so that it would really stand out. And so she framed all 3 at the same time, which is what I'm going to do so that they kind of come out, you know, when the framer does it, it comes out the same size, or, you know, about the same size. So excited to have that finished. Gosh, I've been busy. I don't even know how I get all this done. It's amazing. This I got finished at basketball. This is November month to month, and this is pale gray gingham, and that's that same fabric that we are using for the Bountiful. So that's why I said we have plenty in stock, because I'm using it for month to month. I'm using it for charity, and I happen to just love this fabric, so I just have to make sure that we have a ton of it. And on this one, Denise, this one we just bought some frames from Home Goods. They look like this. And actually, we have a couple different ones. So Home Goods, they had them for $4.99, which is super cheap. And I just went, took me about 5 trips to get 11. I still need 1 more, but it's just a simple 4x4 frame. So Denise will do this one for me. And what we did is in here, we just did very simple By Annie Soft and Stable. And the reason we did that is because that's what I have at home. Now, I didn't even glue the edges. I didn't do anything. I basically cut it. I had Soft and Stable at home because I did the first one. I didn't have a sticky board at home. And I just threw it in here. I thought it looked good. I did leave the glass just because, you know, I have a lot of kids and they like to touch stuff. So November's done. But I also wanted to show you September came back from the framer. So this weekend. So September I finished, I think in August. So these are my 2 Septembers. My Novembers I just finished. December I'm going to start in November. And October I took to the framer right before Chelsea's wedding. No. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, December. Sorry. I'm sorry. I was talking about something else that I'm going to show in a little bit. I was thinking of that picture that we're going to show with the framer. So December, that is going to ship to our club members next week. We haven't received it yet, but I am going to be stitching that, and I'll do the same thing. Now, this time I just wanted to finish it different than Priscilla. I feel really guilty sending her all of my stuff all of the time. And I figured on this one, you know, we could do this one, and then I can just frame mine to save her from doing, you know, so many of my things. But October, what I was going to say is October is at the framer right now. So I have kept up with this, which is really nice. And I did want to point out, and I've done this a million times, but you see the plaid here, you don't see the plaid here. Same fabric. It's probably the glass, because in person I can see it more, but I do put glass on my pieces. And you can see the plaid. See how you can see the plaid a little? You do see the gingham a little bit more. And then same thing, Priscilla and Chelsea. I also got this done. I'm going to show it to you sideways, just so that y'all can see the full thing. And I have this on here still so I don't scratch the table. So this is August wreath swap. So there's wreath swap. And then there's Wreath Swap 1, Wreath Swap 2, and then just a home for the holidays. Home is where the wreath is. Lord help me. So Priscilla was so nice, and all of the finishing information on this is on their channel because they did a video. So anything you want to know on that, go to the Stitching with the Housewives channel and watch theirs. Okay, it's going to drive me crazy. Okay, there, that's good. So that looks good. So this is August, and I finished September. Now, I'm going to leave September up for September and October because October is witches. And I don't know, I'm just not doing Halloween this year. I just decided that I'm hoping Kevin doesn't notice. We're just not doing that, and I just hope he doesn't notice. So I got that done. And this one, I did the little hands. I was a little bit scared to do the hands, but I did. And then Denise finished it, and she just watched Priscilla's video, and I am using the chalkboard black. A lot of people have done brown, all kinds of colors, so definitely do whatever you think is fun. And I'm going to answer some questions real quick before I go on to the next thing. Okay, Holly says, you're going to need an addition to your house to store the finished cross-stitch pieces. Okay, so I have no room. Half of my closet, or more than half of my closet, is cross-stitch pieces and quilting. The good thing is somehow Kevin and I do not have to share a closet, which is really good, but his closet is somehow way bigger than mine. So at some point I'm going to have to start creeping stuff in there. But yes, a lot of them stay here, but I am going to need some room. Oh, this is funny. Teresa says, you could hang a sign above the housewives that say things I don't do. Yeah, I could, and then my kids could make fun of me. But you know what? Now they have to do their own laundry. So on Sundays, Kevin's like, who's doing laundry? I'm like, I don't know. Don't even go look. If they mess it up, they mess it up. Let them do it. Don't help them. Let them do it. So Emma's been doing her laundry for a while, but now Peyton, who's like the really responsible one out of my boys, he's like, oh yeah, I don't have clothes. I'm like, oh, you don't? Then you either need to go to the store with me and pick out clothes you will actually wear, because I won't buy you anything, because they won't wear, all they wear is like the same thing. So they wear the same clothes over and over. So I'm like, you either go to the store with me, pick out something you will wear, or you wash it yourself, and they wash it. What pattern is behind me with the mug of hot chocolate? It is Patchwork Seasons Fall. So on the year of celebration, Kimberly picked her own colors, and y'all have a thread pack. Are they listed on the blog too? They are, but they're not listed until that month. So we don't give you the whole year just because that's the whole point of the thread pack. But we do, like, so for October that we update the blog. That's just like a static blog, and then each month Marissa goes in and adds that information. And yeah. Will Lori Holt be bringing back her Autumn Love fabrics? It's such a beautiful color palette. As of now, I don't think so, but I do love it too. Will I get more support group needle minders in? I think so, but it's going to be very, very limited. I think we have some on order, but it's a small amount. Laura B says, I just want to throw this out there. I really want the Prairie Meadow quilt by Lori to be a cross stitch pattern soon. It's so pretty. So it's on the list, but it is not for, it's not on the list for 2023 as of now. Now Lori sets her schedule. So, you know, sometimes things jump up, sometimes things jump back, but Lori does all of that. We just publish for her and we do whatever she wants. So she has to make that decision on us. Which Lugana is closest to the color Beautiful Beige? Barley. I would say Barley slightly lighter, Prim is darker. So that would be my best guess on that. I'm getting better at colors though. I'm like so excited that I'm actually getting better. Okay, so you guys are gonna be, some of you are gonna be horrified. So I went against the grain. And I love it. So this is the original Sunflower September. It was stitched on 14 count Icelandic gray. When I was stitching it, I just did not love the fabric. But I was not going to stop after I had already done the top section. So I had Jordan spray this with the Instant Antique Spray. And I think we might be close to being sold out, but we do have more on order. She happens to be on a cruise ship right now, which is why I think our order hasn't shipped. But what Jordan did is he did one coat on the front, only one. We did a reel video of it. It's going to come out within the next week. And then I did want to show you the back looks different. The back is much lighter. You could also spray the back, but we really, what we did, well, I didn't even do it. I was too scared. Jordan did it, and then it did change the color of the thread. But I love it. So, I mean, yeah, we'll zoom in a little bit. It definitely changed the color of the thread. This is more orange than that. Totally different. So this is just a way to change it up. You know, I know it's our pattern, but I just didn't love it. And I'm okay with saying, you know what? I loved it when I saw it, but when I'm stitching it, I'm just not in love with it. But I want to use what I have. So we just did one coat. Jordan wasn't sure if we would need more than one, but one thing I would say is let it dry. When you spray it, it'll be very much darker. So just let it sit. We let it sit a day. We re-looked at it and really happy with it. Love it. And I think I'm going to have Denise finish it this way because I think it'll look really good with this frame and with the brown. So I'm gonna have Denise finish it for me. It's gonna look so good. So anyway, I'm really happy that I kind of stepped outside of my comfort zone and happy that I have Jordan who can spray it because I'm way too scared to spray it. There's no way I was going to do that. That was like, I even left the room. I was like, I'm leaving the room. I don't want to see. Okay. So, and on the gingham month to month, I use size 14. I try to use size 14 kind of always just because I love 14 count. So now we're going to do a little segment and we are going to talk about Cheryl's whips and Denise's whips. And they're going to be basically part of Stitchtober. And they're stitching a lot of stuff, so I thought it'd be fun to show you. So the first thing I'm going to show you is Halloween Tiny Town. And Cheryl is going to start a new piece every week. So she was actually very anxiously waiting for this to come out. I mean, she was like, where is that pattern? So She is going to stitch this, and just so you guys know, this is it straight. This is the same pattern in a drum. She is using the called for Classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Works, but she's using a different fabric. She's using 32 count Vintage Country Mocha Lugana, and she's stitching on the modeled side. So if you look on the other side, it'll be flat. So this is her first, and then next, we'll show as she keeps going. And then this one, this is what she's going to stitch next week. So this is Primrose Cottage Stitches. I believe it's a new pattern this year, but this will be week 2, what she's going to stitch on. And I'm not going to tell you the fabric or the thread, because when Cheryl does it, she literally walks into her room of fabric and decides at that time. She's a little bit less like me, where I have to know everything, up front. She'll pick it and then we'll show it. And sometimes she picks stuff from her stash that we don't even sell, and that's fine too. This is going to be the 3rd week. This is Prairie Schooler Trick or Treat. And she's going to do the big piece. And then this is week 4, Hocus Pocus. Luminous Fiber Arts. This one's going to be really cute, I think. And I will tell you, Cheryl and Kevin, they're very similar in their love for Halloween. I mean, they love Halloween. And I had to have a little heart-to-heart with Kevin. So we have a 15-year-old, 2 13-year-olds, and an 11-year-old. Kevin is still trying to trick-or-treat with them, and I had to have a heart-to-heart. And I was like, look, Kevin, they are 13 years old. You should encourage them to go trick-or-treat with their friends. You are not trick-or-treating this year. We are beyond that. We're not doing it. They're either handing out candy at our house, or they're finding some friends in the neighborhood to go trick-or-treating with. We are not doing that. They are 13 and 11. They are not 4 years old. And he's like, no. And anyway, I'm just like, this is it. Like, we're done. They need to do their own thing. And he did say, oh, well, Emma, she got out of it a couple years ago. I'm like, she had to beg you for years to let her do it on her own. Anyway, that's just my little story of the week. Now, this one we've been showing for a long time, Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. This is actually the direction of the pattern. We've been showing you this for quite a while. And we're just showing you as she gets progress. So this one is stitched on 20 count Vintage Country Mocha, and she's stitching 1 strand over 1 square. Do you want to zoom in a little bit? And then maybe, yeah, you can probably see it here. So, and she's using the called for DMC. And the only change that I know that she's made is she added an outline to the witches' faces and hands, just so that they would show up. That's the only change she's made so far. And then this is her most recent. So she'll probably finish this maybe this year, maybe January. I'm going to kind of show all the detail because it's so pretty. I mean, I would never make this. It's way too hard. I don't even know. I've never tried 20 count 1 over 1. Have y'all? I'd be scared. I do like the pumpkins. So that one is her progress there. And then the Hello Halloween. The books have still not arrived. We're going to check with Teresa. We got damaged books. So I think we should have just sold the damaged books, because at this point, nobody's going to buy them from us anymore. But Cheryl is stitching hers. This is Halloween Sampler by Teresa Koget. Came out in like the last month. She stitched on 32 count cappuccino. This is Fiber on a Whim. The fabric is on order and it's supposed to arrive any day. Fiber on a Whim is so wonderful. Love that company. They ship on time. And so anytime you're waiting on a Fiber on a Whim, it should come soon. And this is called for Classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Works. And email Cheryl at fatquartershop.com to find out the color change for the faces, because off the top of my head, I don't know. Let him go trick-or-treating. Yeah, he can go, but he's not taking my kids because they need to make friends and they need to grow up a little bit, and he needs to let them, and I don't want to go trick-or-treating. So Kevin's also one of those parents that, like, if I try to get out of something, he's going to be like, you have to go too. I'll be like, no thanks. So this one is Cheryl's that I just showed you. Halloween sampler, and this is Denise's. So you can see they both started at the top, and Denise is going across. Denise is stitching on 32 count Lugana light taupe. Called for flosses. The fabric is on order. So we'll show the progress on that. And then also for Stitchtober, Denise is stitching Halloween Town. And she, we showed this piece, but what she's doing is going to be a little bit different. She is using all the called for R floss. She's using the called for fabric, which is the one that we had made for us. It is spooky. She's going to do all 3 houses, but she's going to do them separately. So she hasn't cut her fabric down yet. She doesn't, she likes to stitch with a big piece of fabric instead of like cutting it down. So she's going to do each house just separately and then frame them or finish them separately. And then, oh, we have a flash sale today. The flash sale is this piece. I think it's going to sell out pretty fast because it's really pretty, actually. This is beige 28 count linen. It is a 15-inch by 18-inch piece. It is by DMC Charles Craft, and it is on sale 44% off. We always try to have a really good cross-stitch flash sale on Wednesdays. And then I'm going to go into the what's new section now. And while I'm doing this, go ahead and pop in all of your questions so that I can answer them when I'm done with the what's new section. So for new this week, we have Fall Market Dapper Doodad by Stitching with the Housewives. That came out on Friday. And now they're moving to Christmas. So this one came out today. It's called Joy. And I will be doing some of the Christmas as part of Jolly Housewives in December, where we stitch Christmas again. The next one is this wedding cake. So if you watched Priscilla and Chelsea's video on Saturday, they are giving this to you as a free chart. The only way to get it is to go to Priscilla's blog. Priscilla's blog is priscillas2000.blogspot.com. And in the Facebook group, Stitching with the Housewives, they have some people who have made this, and they're so cute. And some of them have added like some accent back stitches and just really fun stuff, and changed some colors, stitched it on different cloths. So this is a freebie to celebrate Chelsea's wedding. And then this is going to be new. This is with this ring, Ivy Wed. The pattern is just called Ivy Wed. This is on our website as a pattern reservation. And so I held it at the wedding. And that little chair right there, that's where Matt was sitting. I don't know where he was when I was taking that picture. Maybe he was dancing. And then the next one is Christmas Lane, Let's Go Ride a Bike. So this one, if you're part of the Let's Go Ride a Bike club, it will ship. All 3 of those, the December month to month, Ivy Wed, Christmas Let's Go Ride a Bike will ship next week. Okay. Now, someone's asking if that DMC is stiff or soft, and it's definitely stiff. So, I am going to now show the Little House Needleworks new items and talk a little bit about them. This is Alice's Wonderland, which I showed last week, so it's now in stock. It said Queen of Hearts Art Studio, White Rabbit Watch Repair, Alice's Tea Room. So this is a new pattern. But what I was anxiously awaiting was this pattern. So this is Thanksgiving Petites. Now I'm going to show you real quick a pop-up of Autumn Petites. And that was from my framer. So I took this to the framer right before Chelsea's wedding, and these were the choices that, you know, the framer came up with. And like I said, this is Autumn Petites. This is Thanksgiving Petites, but the one in the photo is Autumn Petites. And we came up with some different options. I, of course, stitched mine as one piece. Diane is designing them as individual pieces, but I think I picked the bottom left to get it framed. And so just wanted to show you that, but I wanted to show you that and keep that on the screen. That right there, the fabric is sandstone, which is this. But it's also sprayed with, so this is the fabric that was called for that right there. But I had a little iron mishap, and then Jordan sprayed it for me with the Instant Antique. That's how it came out. So that's that, but we're not going to change the picture yet. I didn't realize, or I did realize and forgot, because my memory is pretty shot, that on the Petite series, they're going to use different fabrics. So I don't think I realized that. This one, her called for, is amber. It's actually both. Oh, this is, okay, so it's 32 count toasted almond linen. And Witchell renamed it. So this is the color that is called for if you want to do 14 count. So called for 32 count toasted almond linen. This is the color. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep sandstone. We can take the photo off now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do sandstone, that same color. And I'm going to use the called for threads, sticks and twigs, bamboo, pumpkin harvest, autumn spice, stepping stones, pea pod, nature trail, and bramble bush. So some of these are repeats from the Autumn Petites, but not all. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch this the same. I'm not going to do it until November because I've got to stay on Autumn Love, but I'm going to kit this up today, and I'm going to stitch it just like the pattern where it's 2 by 2. I'm going to frame it in that same exact frame, and then I'm going to have Jordan spray it. Now, Jordan did ask me if he could put on his resume that he was now a professional sprayer, and I said no, because he can't have a resume anymore because he works for me. That was really funny. Okay, so that's what I've decided to do on this. And then I'm going to show you new items. Sorry, what? Okay, beaver. I think I messed something up. Oh, I'm going to stitch that in November. She wanted to know when I'm going to stitch it. Yeah, I'm going to stitch it in November. And it's probably going to be the first thing I stitch as soon as I finish Autumn Love. That's probably going to be a good project to stitch on the plane to go to Lori's house. So this is the new Cottage Garden samplings. There will be 12 of these. This is number 11. It's the beaver. These have been selling like crazy. When we do finish the year up, we will do a set. This is December Quaker. Speaking of, now Cheryl has been stitching these. She's going to stitch all of them, and I'll show them to you. But this one, we are doing a set of all 12. We are waiting for a shipment of May to arrive. It has just not arrived yet. Snow Globes Club 2 from Shannon Christine, and 2022 Christmas Club 4. And then from Erin Elizabeth Designs, Tree Farm. Joy. I'll Be Home. This one's really cute. Fall Bundle and Hello Fall. So I love these two. And then as we have a lot of new fabric. The first part is, and these were, I think, customer requests. So this is Fabric Flare. The name of the fabric is Snow on Aqua Fabric Flare. This is the 16 count. And this is the 32 count even weave. So same color, looks different. This one, there, it looks better like that. Cheryl will be stitching something on this later in the year. So we actually ordered this because Cheryl wanted it. This one I think was a customer request. So now we have a lot of new Fiber on a Whim because that is like the best company ever. They ship our stuff so good. So they're kind of going to be our go-to. If people want a hand dyed, that's going to be our go-to. So this is brown sugar in a 1 yard piece. This was a custom request. Customer wanted this. It's a ginormous. Let me see. Okay, let's do the front camera. Look how big it is. It's really big. So and I know Cheryl loves working with Fiber on a Whim, and Lori does too. And then we have new colors and different size, different counts. This is buttermilk 16 count. Buttermilk 20 count. And they are different sizes, so one's longer than the other, and that's because that's how they come on the bolts. They're a little bit different widths. So 16, 20, and 36. And 40. And that color is buttermilk from Fiber on a Whim. This is lipstick, which we had shown before in 14 count, but we had a request to get 16 count, and I think we just added some others, 20 and 32. The 32 is a lot darker. Sorry. And it must just be how the dye takes, but the lipstick, it really looks like lipstick. And then this looks like maybe a lipstick my mom would wear, and this looks like maybe a lipstick I would wear. So it could be both lipsticks, just different people wear different colors. Now we have color brick, 16 count. Okay, let's look at this one in the front camera because it's the color's reading off. This is the true color. This is brick, 16 count. It's got a little bit of a red to it. This is 20 count. 36 and 40. Yeah. Okay, it's not reading true, but it's because there's a lot of lights. This is it's called brick. It's a brown brick. Red brown. It's definitely not orange, but this is definitely like, looks like a brick house. It's not red though, it's more of a brown. And then we have the color topaz in 16 count. It's really pretty. And 18 count. And that's reading bright, so this is truer. Really pretty. This would be really pretty to put Christmas on. The color Tuscan in 16 count. Oh, happy birthday, the Quilty Therapist. And 18 count. This is definitely like pink. And then we just have some random. So this one is cornflower in 14 count. Amber in 16 count. Peony in 18 count. Ivy in 18 count. And this is really green. This reminds me of steamed broccoli. If you, the steamed broccoli classic color works is similar to this color. Latte 18 count. Slate 18 count. So the last 5 are going to be 18 count. Cafe au lait. I think they do that just so I have to say it. So these are 18 count. So that's how they look. And then I'm going to put these here because we're going to do a giveaway. But I'm going to answer questions real quick while I do that. So Sue Hafen, yes, the Snow on Aqua fabric is listed. Just type Snow on Aqua fabric flare and hopefully it will show up. Do I ship my projects to be framed? No, I don't. So I take them to a place in Austin called Artworks, and I just like it because the lady there really helps me pick frames. And the bigger pieces I'm going to take to the craft center in Salt Lake City just because that's what Lori uses, and I think they'd probably be better at framing something really large. The wedding cake free cross stitch pattern is on priscillas2000.blogspot.com. Do I carry Teresa Kogut's fabric? Absolutely, I do. I'm actually the one who got her the contract at Riley Blake. Can I use 2 threads over 1 on 25 count even weave? I mean, you can, but I don't know if that's going to look good. It's going to be very bunchy. I would use 1 strand. I don't even know if the needle would go through. I would definitely use 1 over 1 or 2 threads over 2. Michelle says she watched an older FlossTube of me and Cheryl talking about fabrics. I know she uses a hoop, but does she use the sewing method in a hoop or stick and stab? Stick and stab for sure. Is there a light gray with snow-like dots? There is a Petty Point gray that's really cute. I don't know if I don't think Fabric Flare has one in gray. Do I think the Santa face and snowman would look good on mint splash? I think it would. You might have to change your red. Your red might need to be more of a pink so that they don't clash. How damaged? I might purchase the damaged book also. I'll have to look and see. I mean, we're going to have to see after the live stream what we're going to do about that. Will I be carrying the other patterns from Hawk Run Hollow? I could buy them if Denise will email me and I'll look into seeing if they're still available. When I purchase frames at stores like Hobby Lobby, do you buy photo frames or decor frames or just the frames? Anything, everything, anything that will fit. Oh, Wilma, thank you. She says she didn't think the spray would look good, but she loves it now. Yay! Okay, so now we are going to do a giveaway. And the giveaway is going to be 3 people are going to win 3 of these. So there's the red stitch card box, the aqua, and the navy denim. Denim, red, and teal. So I'm going to show how you use it. So all of our stitch cards are on here. I'm going to put N in. So we've got A, B, C, all the way through N. I need to put N in. And what I want you to do is go to our, you need to answer 2 questions. The first question to enter to win after the video ends is which is your favorite stitch card design? And you can list it by number. So like they're all numbered. So like the number on that. And then what is your favorite finished piece that I showed today? And we will announce those winners on Monday, October 10th, and you have until October 9th to enter, and Ashley will put all of that in the community tab for you next week. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week.